Hello and welcome back to some more 2005 college football coverage. As this is my second time trying this, I was trying to use GarageBand on my phone, and GarageBand on iPhone apparently sucks now. I don't know why they would do that, but it sucks. So we're doing this again, back on the laptop, and this is going to be the most satisfying. I promise, this will be the most satisfying college football coverage of the three episodes. This will be the third episode. And I'll tell you why. Because this is the first time that we have an actual okay idea of what this game is like. Because I've never played this game before, but I've been excited to get into it. And I played the entire first week. Even though it was week 2, it was really week 1 because there was only one game in all of college football in week 1. So this is the actual week 1. And I played an entire week and had some ups and downs, and I learned a lot. So I'm ready to share those things that I learned. So starting, and I'm going to do my weekly recap starting on the scores. All right. So remember our 12 teams. You know the 12 teams. So the first game I played was Eastern Michigan and Cincinnati. This was literally the first game. I had no idea like how to even play the game. Like I didn't even know how to sprint, and I lost with Cincinnati to Eastern Michigan 6-3. At home. And that was a pretty bad loss. Eastern Michigan's not good. But remember, Cincinnati's not very good in this game either. So it's possible that Cincinnati might struggle for a bowl game this year, just losing their first game. Moving on to Oregon and Houston, this was another game that I really did not, oh man, I was struggling. I didn't know this game very well. And we lost 24-7. I actually played this game twice. The first time I played, I was getting annihilated so bad that I just quit for my own mental health. And then when I came back and played it again, I lost again. So it was kind of fitting. I didn't really cheat because then I ended up playing bad the second time. So that was perfect. Third game, we had Minnesota at Tulsa, which is a really interesting matchup. I don't know why we would go to Tulsa, but we did. And obviously I have such an affinity for my Big Ten teams. And we were losing, I want to say we were losing by a touchdown with a minute left. And we got the ball back. They could have run the ball out. I can't remember. They could have run the ball out and they fumbled, and it was like a miracle. And then we scored a touchdown to tie it at 10. And then no, that's not what happened. We returned a punt return for a touchdown. That's what it was to tie it with like a minute left, and then which is just crazy in its own. And then they fumbled, and then we got the game-winning field goal. So it was an excellent game for Minnesota. So Minnesota's 1-0, and that puts our record at 1-2 total. Like losing your first 2 games, that's terrible. Okay, then we had our third game, and this was a really big swing game because we were at Utah. It was Arizona at Utah, and we won 3-0. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like the Minnesota Tulsa game, I was kind of feeling it out. I kind of had I was playing on the second hardest level. I kind of figured out how to play the game a little bit. And the Arizona game was when it started to really come around. I won the game 3-0. I got my first shutout. And remember, we're playing 2-minute quarters, so that's why it's all such low scoring. But that doesn't necessarily mean you can easily win. I mean, the games are still really hard because it's a new game. And we won 3-0. I was so happy with that. Our offense kind of struggled, but we pitched the shutout, and I played really smart with my special teams and everything, so that was nice. Then we had the Georgia-Nebraska game. Obviously, I brought you guys that game live, which was a really fun game. You should go listen to it for sure. It's one of the best games of the year, probably. And Georgia won 14-6, which is awesome because, I'm a Georgia fan. That's how it goes. Okay, next game. So that's what? We're still 2-2. So the next game, the fifth game that we played, was with New Mexico State playing against ranked UTEP, and it was at New Mexico State. We won 17-0. I mean, I think I literally played perfect. I didn't make any mistakes. I played efficiently. I caught every ball. I was starting to do user catches, which is awesome that I was figuring that out. I wasn't screwing up on any defensive calls. I don't think I missed any field goals or kicked it out of bounds. So I was doing a lot better with that New Mexico State game. And it was almost at that point that I started to get that metacognition of you gotta be kidding me. Now I'm going to be too good at the game. I just beat a ranked team with New Mexico State. I went from being terrible to being really good. This sucks. I've won 3 in a row. Well, yeet, because I played TCU at Oklahoma, and I accidentally forgot to turn off the 5-minute quarters. Yeah, I know. I accidentally forgot to turn off the 5-minute quarters, and I forgot until the second quarter, but I was already losing 14-0 to Oklahoma. So I just quit and then simmed the game, assuming that Oklahoma would just annihilate us. And Oklahoma only won by 6. So we lost, but it was because I simmed it, and I just decided I didn't want to play the game again. I was like, well, I mean, I don't want to play the game. I was going to lose it. I was like, might as well sim, and then we almost won anyway on the sim, 35-29. So TCU might have a decent year. That's pretty cool. So then the next real game I played was Duke at ECU, and we were back to it, but it's at ECU, so like ECU's not very good, and Duke won 21-3. I was really happy with this. Our offense was really clicking. I was happy with it. And then we had Boise State against Maine. Maine was terrible. They're an FCS team, and Boise State's ranked. Oh my God, we were up 20-0 in like the third quarter, and like everything was working. I mean, it was embarrassing. So I just kind of like stopped, like really putting my foot on the gas, and we like they had a Hail Mary at the end to score a touchdown. And we won 20-7, but the score was a lot closer than it looked. So at this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, you just had a couple blowout wins in a row. And yeah, the TCU game against Oklahoma was, but you could have made it close to the end. So you're probably too good at this game, right? There's just, you could probably play on the hardest level. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I tried to play on the hardest level a couple of times, and one of those times was with San Diego State at UCLA, or at home against UCLA, and we lost 21-0. I switched halfway through to the, not the easier, but the second hardest. I think it's called All-American, and it seemed to be a lot better balance. I mean, I still didn't score. So it's not like it's just an automatic win. And we lost 21-0 at home with San Diego State. That's brutal. UCLA is now ranked. So that's a good team we played. I can't really, but getting shut out 21-0 really hurts the morale. And that is it for week 2. The teams that we did not play with, Purdue had a bye week. I want to say it was... Let's see. Okay, I think that's the only team. Because Georgia and Nebraska we haven't played with, but that's because they played already against each other. So here's the week 3, but we're gonna read off real quick the top 25 and how our teams are doing. So remember, Georgia won at Nebraska 14-6, and Georgia's up to number 12. They were 14 last week, so that's really cool. And then Purdue had the bye week, and they stayed the same at 15. And they're going to open their season this week. And then Boise State, after their win, they stayed the same. The only top 25 team to lose was UTEP, and actually Florida State lost to Miami at home. So they dropped all the way down to 14. So, in conclusion, I'm saying this is a satisfying update, a satisfying recap, because I can tell you right now that I'm really figuring this game out a little bit in terms of what I can do and what my balance is. And I'm pretty excited about that. That also means that I'm going to be a lot more comfortable to upload some more stuff. Although I'm going to just say right now that that's kind of like, that's a weird promise to make. I'm not going to promise that, but I'm going to say like I'm a little more comfortable. I should say this. I'm more comfortable with what I consider a game break, right? Like if a game is closer towards the third quarter, and I understand, okay, this really is a close game. It's not just going to be, oh yeah, I'll definitely take care of this type of thing. And with that being said, we have some really good game week 3 matchups, so we might have some game breaks. The first game is New Mexico State at Penn State. And remember, New Mexico State got that win against a ranked team. We always love getting those wins with any team, especially New Mexico State. So if they win at Penn State, go 2-0, that could be a really important game break down the stretch. Purdue plays Akron. That should be an easy win for Purdue. But then Duke plays Virginia Tech at home in week 3 on September 10th. And I'm going to tell you right now, Virginia Tech is ranked number 10. Duke has a chance to win that game at home and really make a statement. So that would be really cool. San Diego State plays at Air Force. Mountain West, 2 Mountain West teams clashing. That's a big game for both teams. They're both 0-1. Arizona plays at Colorado. And that is not a conference game. Colorado's in the Mountain West, I believe. They're not in the Pac-10. So that'll be another kind of road tester for Arizona. They already went at... who the heck did we play? I just said it. Utah. So a couple of teams that are now in the Pac-12, but not yet in this game. You have Boise State at Oregon State. I mean, this is a great week. Then Oregon's going to get their easy win. They play Montana. Fun fact, I've been to one game at Autzen Stadium, and it was against Montana. So that'll be an easy win for Oregon. Minnesota plays Colorado State at home. That could be a tester. Nebraska plays Wake Forest at home. That could be a tester. Oh yeah, Cincinnati plays TCU. They both lost a game, so I won't broadcast that. Georgia plays South Carolina. And yeah, so it could be a really good week. We actually have some conference games. I'm excited about this week. I think we're going to have some game breaks. And generally speaking, I'm going to be a little bit more confident when I talk about the game. We have in-season recruiting going on still, and I'll bring some updates on that. But after a quick overview, it's looking like our strategy of 50%, 50% is working out pretty good. I'm just scrolling through right now, and it looks like that worked out pretty good. So that's pretty cool. Even New Mexico State is competing with their 4-star recruits out of Texas, so that's really cool to see. Um, I just don't know enough about this game to be able to just sit here and tell you exactly what's going to happen and how it's going to project out and stuff. That's basically the reason that I've been so cagey and walking on eggshells with this game. So I'm excited to be a little bit more confident in talking about this game, and I'm going to tell you right now. There will be game breaks in week 3. In fact, I got work in the morning, but I'm probably going to play at least 2 games tonight. The first one's New Mexico State at Penn State, and I would expect there to be a game break. Anytime an undefeated team is in a close game, I'm probably going to do a game break for it, just because that's their national championship hopes dwindling. All right, thank you for tuning in. We'll get some more coverage out to you soon. Make sure to tune in.